Extremely rare, and in this case, it was fatal.
A Toronto folk singer is dead after she was attacked by a pair of coyotes.
When she was mauled by coyotes while hiking in Cape Breton Highlands National Park.
Imagine you are in one of the most beautiful places on Earth, and then you come face to face with a pack of dangerous predators. This is ultimate misfortune. Some of the most breathtaking views in the world may be found on the huge, sparsely populated island of Cape Breton, Canada. The stunning coastline offers fantastic views of the magnificent Atlantic Ocean. In the meantime, deciduous pine and fir trees tower over the vast expanse of low-lying flora and bushes inland. The wide variety of species that call the island home are matched by the diversity of its flora. The region is home to both large and small animals, including moose and black bears, as well as foxes, lynx, and hares. Sadly, tragedy somehow managed to rear its ugly head in the seductive environment of Nova Scotia. Taylor Mitchell, a 19-year-old folk musician, was mauled to death by coyotes on October 27, 2009, the first reported fatal attack in Canada. In Cape Breton Highlands National Park, the eastern coyotes are bigger than their predecessors. This is due to the fact that during their early 20th century migration from the southwest of the United States to Nova Scotia, the animals interbred with wolves in Ontario and Quebec. Ever since, the genetic inheritance has persisted and the animals have grown stronger, resembling medium-sized German shepherds. Coyotes are sly animals, but they are also excellent hunters. Their very intelligent and well-formed groups enable them to stalk and kill even the toughest moose. They can even live close to human populations since they are highly adaptable and curious, scrounging for any food sources that may be accessible. Having said that, coyotes typically avoid humans since they are instinctively afraid of them. However, how do you account for the attack if that is the case? Although extremely rare, coyote assaults do occur. Meetings with coyotes frequently happen as a result of humans feeding them or protecting their roaming pets from harm. Furthermore, the presence of puppies in the vicinity might intensify these animals' bad habits. However, there are also odd instances, like the one involving Taylor Mitchell, where coyotes pursue and stalk a person. Toronto, Ontario-born Taylor Mitchell was a budding folk musician. Just out of high school, she had established herself in the Canadian folk music scene at the age of 19. Taylor jumped into songwriting after realizing how much she loved music. She went on to play her songs at numerous locations across the nation. Taylor finally found success, and she jumped at the chance, landing a record deal with Backroad Tavern Productions. Her debut album, For Your Consideration, was published in 2009 and garnered favorable reviews. Taylor was thrilled to be embarking on a solo tour of Eastern Canada alongside this release. Having only recently obtained a driver's license, Taylor was supposed to perform in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia on October 28th, but she was here 2 days ahead of schedule. Taylor chose to go hiking in Cape Breton Highlands National Park, one of the most beautiful places on the island, as she had a lot of free time. At the park, it was a bright afternoon. Taylor was an environmentalist and had always enjoyed taking walks in the natural world, so the area's alluring beauty served as a welcome diversion from her hectic routine. The 93,000 hectares of land included dozens of enticing hiking trails. Taylor set out along the well-trod Skyline Trail, one of the busiest on the island, crossing the Gulf of St. Lawrence and making her way back to the entrance. For Taylor, nothing could be more perfect. While the trail's mild incline and clean air attract a lot of visitors, others also use it as a chance to see wildlife in its native environment. Taylor desired to accomplish both. She wanted to escape the bustle of touring. She was also thrilled about the possibility of seeing stunning wildlife. Taylor parked her car in the lot and walked up an access road at about 2:30 p.m. This brought them to the Start Skyline Trail.
I'm wondering what happened, and it's just, it really is very sad.
It was hiking alone when she was attacked. Another hiker heard screams and called 911.
She was strolling around for about 15 minutes when she came across a couple who were going the other way. Sadly, Taylor was not seen unharmed again after this. The pair saw 2 huge coyotes moving in the opposite direction as they continued down the access road. A hiker took a picture of them. They soon became aware of something unsettling. They could hear loud cries coming from a distance, but they were unable to determine if it originated with an animal or a human. A loud coyote howling from a sufficient distance can resemble a human cry. This upset the couple, so they hurried to the parking lot and used an emergency phone to dial 911. An ambulance was sent to the area right away after the Royal Canadian Mounted Police were notified. Through the access road, coyotes had managed to catch up with Taylor in the meantime. With a ferocious snarl, the animals attempted to make her flee by half charging at her. This is normal behavior for predators, as they can typically attack their prey's leg and back by rushing down a scared animal. That day, Taylor was prey to the two coyotes. They didn't perceive her as a human. At last, giving way to fear, Taylor headed back towards the trailhead, dropping her belongings on the way while shrieking. Taylor pulled out a little pocket knife, trying to stave off her assailants while she called for aid. The coyotes, however, were in hunt mode. She swung wildly at them, but they bit her fingers and legs, puncturing her down. Even with two coyotes, Taylor was no match for them. Taylor was forced to retreat far into the root and up onto a hilltop by the coyotes. Sadly, she stumbled and fell, which let the coyotes launch a vicious attack. The vicious animals tore at her garments, biting her legs and head until they were gravely injured. With her own blood trailing behind her, Taylor hurried desperately for the bathroom. The attacks kept coming, and she worried as she tried to open the restroom door. Unable to enter, she fled into the trees, whereupon she eventually passed out from injuries and blood loss. Coyotes took advantage of Taylor's vulnerability since they were alone and powerless. A group of hikers noticed Taylor's belongings back at the access road and realized something was wrong. They started calling out after finding her camera as they ascended the route, but to no avail. As they approached the edge of the clearing, they saw blood and additional clothes. They also saw bloodstains on the bathroom door. They turned the corner and spotted Taylor watching her, along with a lone coyote. In an attempt to save Taylor, the hikers lunged towards the coyote. The monster, however, appeared hostile and exhibited no signs of fear. After several more tries by the hikers, the coyote eventually fled, but it did so quickly. A few meters distant, it remained motionless, snarling angrily at the trekkers. Although Taylor was in severe condition, she was conscious and conversed with her rescuers. She had several bites on her head and legs, and she had bloody tears in her flesh. When a Royal Canadian mounted policeman finally showed up, he shot the animal with a shotgun, driving it away. Since the officer initially thought Taylor had been attacked by a bear, he didn't finish the animal. Taylor was taken to the hospital right away, but even though the medical staff did everything they could to save her life, Taylor's injuries were too severe. Soon after, she lost a lot of blood and died. In an attempt to make sense of what transpired, several theories regarding Taylor's attacker surfaced. There were theories that Taylor provoked the animal by inadvertently walking close to a coyote den. Some speculated that Taylor may have attempted to feed the animals in the interim, but none of these theories held up to scrutiny, leading park managers to reevaluate the risks these animals offer to visitors. It was necessary to find the renegade coyote as a result, so the wardens started looking. Unexpectedly, Taylor's mom was against that happening. She asserted that Taylor would not have supported the coyotes' deaths because she was an environmentalist. When we spend time in the fold of nature, we take a calculated risk. It's the territory of the wildlife, Taylor's mother declared in a statement following the assault. Still, after behaving aggressively, a female coyote had to be shot down. 3 more, one, a huge male along the Skyline Trail, followed this. Taylor's blood on the fur coats of 3 of the coyotes indicated that they were all involved in the attack, according to a detailed investigation that followed. Additionally, Taylor was discovered standing over the enormous male coyote that had been the alpha in the prior photo near the access road. A Royal Canadian mounted police officer's shotgun pellets on the animal's coat served as proof of this. The other coyotes were likely packmates of the violent female and hefty male, if they were a pair. Subsequently, in or around November 2009, a coyote got close enough to the couple for a man to smack it in the head with a stick. In addition, a 16-year-old girl was bitten on the head while camping with her parents 10 months after Taylor's incident. Coyotes were usually thought to be terrified of humans, therefore this behavior was highly unusual. Experts who weighed in on the matter countered that coyotes were never far from people. They were just hiding. It was advised that the whole coyote population be culled. Nevertheless, experts disagreed, claiming that because the organisms reproduce so quickly, there would be no long-term effects. 7 or more puppies can be born to a single female coyote. Finally, the province of Nova Scotia announced a $20 incentive for coyotes, although this was not applicable to the park. The Taylor Mitchell Legacy Trust was later established by Taylor's mother. This group encourages community outreach for music and other artistic mediums while educating people about the need to preserve natural habitats. Taylor was a kind girl who had a strong enthusiasm for the environment and music, despite her untimely end. How profoundly Taylor's mother and her family understood the nature of nature is evident in the way she behaved following the attack. Despite the sad and terrible tale of her last illness, Taylor's wonderful music lives on even if she is no longer with us. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the channel, and click the bell to get notifications. Tell us about your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching Ultimate Misfortune.